Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to share with you my experience with the Arren L2-12 for Phantom. Phantom is a sniper character, sniper hero in the game Rogue Company. Now Phantom has two weapons. The first one is a long-range sniper rifle, which is good of course if you position yourself relatively in the long range and you're not going with your teammates but rather position yourself in strategic locations so you can take enemies with headshots relatively quickly. The Arren L2-12 is kind of a mid-range weapon. You try to avoid being in a location very close to enemies, so you won't get eliminated fast with submachine guns or very fast firing weapons. And the other advantage of this weapon is that it shoots very accurately. It's relatively fast. I mean, it's much faster compared to your full body sniper rifle. So you can feel kind of more responsive to it, and if you are being accurate with the shots, you can eliminate enemies very, very quickly. Of course, the alternative when you get to like in close quarters, you can use your pistol, which is great. But I'm going to talk about the Arren L2-12 in this particular video. Now I'm going to share with you some gameplay so you can see how I actually play with her. As you can see, it has a bit of recoil, but it's very controllable as long as you kind of aim precisely and not kind of waste your shots, because again, it's not a very, very fast weapon, so keep this in mind. Now in terms of upgrades, I personally upgrade this one fully when I can, although there are many other abilities and perks that I really like to use, but sometimes you can't really have it all, right? So you need to choose carefully which one you want to go with. So here I'm actually upgrading completely. You can see all the different upgrades because I really want to benefit from it, but she has really great set of perks, so don't forget to pick the ones that best fits your playstyle. If you look how I play, I don't mind being close to the enemies, although what I do first is try to position the face in not too close to the enemies and be careful in areas where I can be surprised or enemy hiding. But I have different utilities that allows me to discover enemies if I decide to use them, which give me advantage if I want us to push forward. Now another important thing is to keep in mind that because of the pace of the game, where you have kind of a relatively slow weapon, enemies when they get hit they can just run away or just roll and you won't be able to hit them. So what I recommend is having tracker rounds. It's expensive but it's very useful. Tracker round is damaging an enemy with a firearm will reveal them to your team. So this is information is one of the most important perks. There are the good perks, but this is very useful because you give information where the enemies are located. So if you can't eliminate enemies, at least with your relatively slow weapon, at least you can give them information and they can finish the job. So maybe you shouldn't upgrade your weapon completely and decide to save some money and in order to unlock this perk, because I think it just synergizes very well with this weapon. The other perks that I like is become immune to being revealed by enemies. Again, because you're not really going face to face with them, you kind of keep your distance, which is nice. The other thing that I like is downing an enemy is for a significant amount over a short duration, because you might get hit, because it takes some time to eliminate enemies if you don't really get those headshots in. So this is also nice as well. But keep in mind that using your abilities like the sticky sensor, this is a very good one because it allows you to detect where enemies are located and kind of point your cursor where they are and try to eliminate, because you deal a lot of damage each shot. The throwing axe also can be useful if you really kind of want to finish somebody, like if you kind of have like one shot and you need to reload, just switch to your throwing axe and throw it, or of course use your pistol. Now when using this weapon, it's very important to stay mobile, and you have to stay mobile because if somebody surprises you with a fast firing weapon in close combat, you're probably gonna lose. So you can't just stay and wait for somebody to come to you. You always need to kind of surprise your enemies and locate. Again, you can be close, but you can allow yourself to kind of be surprised with enemy with a fast firing weapon, because they're gonna eliminate you very, very fast. You need to be the one who have the advantage. Always know the location of the enemies and try to keep a bit of distance, and this will give you a great advantage, and this weapon is just perfect for that situations. Also keep in mind this weapon is very good for hip fire. It's very accurate, and if you're kind of used to CSGO style aiming, you're gonna feel right at home with this weapon. And sometimes when you're up close, it's better to use hip fire than have the speed penalty, or then you can nullify it using a perk. I don't think it's worth it. You just don't aim down the sight when not needed and try to use hip fire in order to eliminate enemies fast. Now when enemies run away from you, you always have an advantage because they're going to deal less damage with fast firing weapon. You're going to deal more damage and you're very accurate, so try to run after enemies when they run away from you. You also have advantage with the watch shot, you know, kind of hide and seek, because you deal more damage to enemies if you're able to control it. Like in this situation, I have the advantage here because I can just pick hit, and I deal more damage each shot. So again, with pick shooting, you have an advantage, so try to use it to your advantage when behind cover. Again, pick and hit, try to put headshots, pick and hit. And you're gonna have advantage compared to those with fast firing weapons that have limited range damage. Now if you see that you can actually close range, you see that the enemies are already hit, you can just rush and have no problem in kind of a close quarter engagement, just finish the job. Again, you can deal lots of damage, keep this in mind. And the weapon is not slow, it's kind of a fast weapon. So overall, I think that Phantom with this weapon can really be a great character. Again, it takes a bit of practice. If you try and it doesn't succeed, don't give up, right? Because once you kind of master her with this weapon, you can be really devastating. But again, make sure you kind of have very good map awareness, you keep your distance, you use your abilities well, you provide information, and you know, maybe if you won't get lots of kills, I got, I think, easily more than 20 kills with her. You can provide information to your teammates with the right perks, and you can be really devastating in the battlefield. But again, I recommend just going with one weapon. Don't invest in two weapons. Choose one that you feel you know, that you enjoy playing the most, or just one that fits the map better, and just stay with it and invest in the other perks, because they can be expensive but still very, very useful during the match. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you have something to add, comments, tips, do it in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed this one. Consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye. Cheers.